everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? Looks like it's going to be a sunny day here in Oregon. For once, it's not raining and it's not cold, so I'm happy about that. Oregon is such a perfect place if you're a duck, which I'm not. When does it warm up here? I know. You hear enough of that with Shantal. You don't want to hear it with me. Shut up, Rose. Get right to the react. Okay. So I will. I absolutely will. I got a little friend with me here right now, and she's sitting on my lap. Like she's going to join me for the react. Booger. Booger. Hi, Bubbies. What you doing? So she's sitting on my lap. She decided that my lap was a perfect place to warm up and cuddle up and maybe she'll give her opinions on what's going on with Shantal. So Shantal did a shopping vlog of sorts. It was kind of weird. Some of the things that were shown, the math ain't mathin', but we'll go over those as we do. I also would like to show you some cool stuff on Twitter. I'm always scanning Twitter for cool stuff, not just Chantal stuff, but just cool stuff you guys might be interested in, like pretty pictures, pet stuff, all of that. I like to share that with you guys because sometimes you need to see the good stuff between the bad stuff, kind of balance it out a little bit. So why don't we start with the Twitter stuff this morning? Okay. All right. I've already got the Twitter pulled up. And there's my Twitter. For those who want to follow me on Twitter, it is Wow Girl Sarah. Wow is all in big capital letters because the WoW stands for World of Warcraft. That's why it looks like that. Okay, so let's start off with something really cool. Like I said, courtesy of Massimo. Now, I know there are some people in my audience. Maybe there are some of you that you love tea. I love coffee. And I do love tea, especially making milk tea. I've never seen one of these. It looks so neat. It's called a gimbal teapot. So what a beautiful design. So it looks like you've got the little cylinder and there's another cylinder inside of that. And that's where you put the tea leaves. You put the hot water over it. Then the water that in the first pot filters down to the second and the third. What an interesting idea. Certainly interesting. I'd love to have one just to try it out. Like it make a difference in the way I drink tea. Okay, let's go to Chantal for a minute, courtesy of Miss Anthropope Lulu, saying she's scheming for sure. So I believe she can't get back into Kuwait and is trying everything in her box of tricks to get him here. Not happy about it as a Canadian, but the last thing we need is a deadbeat who doesn't want to work. She's enough of a drain on our taxes. Well, I don't know if she can accomplish her goal. I was married to somebody. He was from Mexico City, and he had to go through a whole process of getting his green card. But one of the major things they look for is if you decide to be a citizen of another country, they look for someone to sponsor you. So you got to go through a whole bunch of things. Like you got to prove your income and prove that you have steady income and how much. And, the state or the country, they just want to make sure that whoever you are, that you're not going to come here and be a burden on whatever state or province or country that you're entering. So Chantal, she's been on YouTube for quite a while, but her income is going down. So even if she does have feeders that are sending her money, I don't think that's going to be able to be factored in if she gets in front of professional people that they're looking to verify her income. It's not going to look good if she's getting a lot of money through PayPal and those amounts are fluctuating versus her YouTube paycheck, which keeps decreasing versus increasing. I don't think she's going to be able to be a proper sponsor for Salah. He needs a proper sponsor where they can go, okay, this person makes this much money that comes in at these certain times. This is the annual income. And we're comfortable that if you come here, you're not going to be a burden on the system. That's really, really important to them. So I don't know if Chantal is trying to sponsor Salah. She has made mention in the past she did not want to be responsible financially for him, but then again, Shantal lies. You can't trust a word out of that woman's mouth. So is she being quiet and deceptive because there might be something going on behind the scenes? Is she doing things kind of as a deflection point of look over here, don't look over here? Pay attention to this because there's something going on over here I don't want you to notice. More than likely, because that's her pattern. If there's something going on over here, she doesn't want you to look too hard and too long over here and figure it out. She wants you to look over here and be distracted. So it's one of those wait and see games, y'all. And we will see eventually. Eventually, something's got to come out. Mo says Chantal has been lying so much lately, and I want to know what she's up to. Me too, Mo. You lie when you're trying to hide something. What's with all the secrecy and the lack of transparency? None of her stories or plans makes any sense. I'm aware of my faults and I know that I'm nosy. Yeah, what is with all the secrecy? Well, I'll give you my slight theory about at least some of it. She decided that she wanted to portray herself as a Muslim woman. And by doing so, there are things that you really shouldn't be doing as a Muslim woman. If she has come back to Canada and if she's hanging out with anybody who might be male, whether it's Natter, whether it's Pete's, that is a no-no. If she wrote this character of I'm a Muslim woman and I am married and Salah is my husband, that means you should not be hanging out with any other men without your husband around. So Salah's not there. If she wants to go hang out with Natter or Pete or go to lunch with Pete, she's got to keep it on the down low. Now, there's been rumors that she has been seeing Pete. She's talking to Pete. Why would she do that? Why would she hang out with her best friend? It's not because she misses him. It's because she's in dire financial straits. And in the past, when she was in dire financial straits, she would always lean on Pete. If she needed money, Pete would lend her money. When BB kicked her out of the house, she went to Pete because Pete had the good credit. He had the good paycheck. He put his name on the dotted line in the villa. And that's how she was able to get into the villa. Now that she's coming back to Canada and 2 years later, she doesn't have anything. Her credit is not any better than when she left. Who's she leaning on? Pete. Absolutely Pete. And Pete, he loves Shantal. And love will make you blind. So he knows what an awful person she is, and yet his heart doesn't care. So what can anybody do? I don't know if he's going to move in with Shantal or she's using him for money. Like if she's spending time with him to butter him up for something that she's going to hit him up for later. But I hope not. I hope at some point that Pete does learn his lesson. I don't know what it's going to take, but I hope so. So let's move it along. Miss Anthropope Lulu says, do y'all remember when SJM's crazy, weird secret channel Gut Boy was exposed? You can't convince me that Shantal doesn't have a very secret channel catering to feeders. She's way too smart about making money not to. Well, interesting that you brought that up, Lulu, because I do remember a while back that the Kiwi farmers, God bless them, they always finding stuff. The Kiwi farmers actually found Chantal's profile on a feeder site, an actual feeder site. She had a profile set up there saying that she was 450 pounds or 400 pounds. They exposed it on Kiwi farms. And the moment it was public information, she got rid of it. But even without the Kiwi farmers exposing that site, there's been all kinds of evidence, the fact that she's been catering to the feedies. Let me see if I can remember some of the things that happened in the past. Let's see. Back when she was with Pete at the villa, there was one particular Feedy that he had kind of a quirk, if you will. He did not like the sound of the fork or the spoon hitting the plate. He didn't like that metal sound hitting a china plate. So he actually bought and sent Shantal a wooden fork and a wooden spoon, like huge, and had her eat her mukbangs using those. So she was catering to a feedie with a particular quirk of sorts. Then, of course, there was the Lakma fairy. She talked about the Lakma fairy. She also revealed to us that many of her feedies, they would buy her clothes and they would buy her food. There were many occasions that when I was reacting to her, I recognized that some of the meals that she was eating, they were not her norm. Chantal's a creature of habit. She'll pick one food, she'll fixate on it, she'll eat the one single thing for weeks at a time until she gets tired, and then she'll switch. So if she eats something that is definitely not her norm or out of her wheelhouse, more than likely that's a feedy request. One stream in particular, she ate a bunch of ice cream sandwiches. Um, Somebody absolutely paid her for that. Because she did get paid for that. She ate as much as she could. She laid down to give herself a few minutes to digest some of the food, got back up and tried to finish it. That's her catering to a feedy person. Yep. Also with the torrid hauls, did y'all notice that she would buy, like, say, 5 outfits, and 4 of the 5 would be at the incorrect size? Only one item would fit her correctly. The rest were too tight, too small. Why would she do that? Why would somebody deliberately buy clothes that are too small? Well, that plays into the feedy world, because there are different subsets, subfolders. And one subfolder, the gainers, they like to see evidence that you're gaining weight. Like, that means putting on too tight clothes or wearing too tight clothes. They want to see the buttons, straining. They want to see things that are barely holding on to you, or they're so tight you can't even button them up, that sort of thing. So a lot of her hauls were clothes catering to the feedies. Did you guys notice that a lot of those clothes, she never wore them for the camera? Thousands of dollars in clothes she never wore. Maybe she was wearing them, just not for any of us on YouTube, maybe for private content. So, yeah, she's done a lot of things over the years to cater to the feedy people. And I will die on the hill with this one. I think anymore that Shantal is using her YouTube channel as simply a portal to get in touch with and get in front of the feedy people. And then once she gets in front of them and they get in front of her, then she encourages them to walk around the block with her and contact her away from YouTube. They make their requests, they pay her for content. And that's where she's getting all this money for all this takeout. It's not payday yet. She says she's broke. Where's she's getting the money for all this takeout, y'all? I mean, make it make sense. You claim that you're broke. You got another 4 or 5 days until payday. Where's this money coming from? It's not like you're on YouTube working and doing live chats and getting all kinds of donos through PayPal. Where's this money coming from? I think I know. I think that you have a lot of feeders in your back pocket, and they're funding you. They're sending you stuff through PayPal. That way you have money in pocket, in hand right away before payday. Shantal, you used to go gung-ho at YouTube, like full force. You used to pour everything into your YouTube channel. And you don't do that anymore. Why? It used to be where YouTube was your main source of income. Now it's not. That's why you're slacking off on YouTube, because you're making more money with the feedy people than you are on YouTube. If you've got one thing that's your entire income, you give it your all. But if you bring in a second thing and it starts making more money, there might be kind of a propensity to say, screw the first thing. Why even bother? That's why you don't care about YouTube. You must have a lot of feedies in your back pocket. They're paying your bills and buying you food, and you don't care about much else. But hey, it's your channel. Do as you will. I'm just giving my thoughts here. Who am I? I'm just a small channel. But that's how I see it. But here's this clip. Here is this clip regarding the feedy people. Let's see what they have to say.
In late 2017, people on YouTube Trash had speculated.
And I do believe this clip comes from a channel called Septa 7, like a documentary that went on.
That Shantel was getting paid by fat fetishists who got their rocks off watching fat women eat and gain weight. On Kiwi Farms, Kathy said that a few years prior to YouTube, Shantel had expressed an interest in making content for a fetish website, but couldn't do it because she was not as fat as some of the women on the site. Then shortly,
so she's already expressed that Septa just said, Shantal, even before YouTube, she was interested in being a fetish model. But in her opinion, her thought is, I'm not fat enough to do that kind of content. So what was the goal? To make yourself big enough to where you could? Shantal, my goodness. It seems like even before you took off, you had these thoughts of you wanted to be a fetish model. And hey, it's your life and it's your body and nobody can stop you. But here's where you got it wrong. Here's where you messed up. Here's where you crossed the line. You're doing that kind of content on a public forum versus a private one. If you wanted to do things right, you could have taken this to say OnlyHands or Patreon or something. And by putting it behind a paywall, made a crap ton of money. Honestly. By doing it on YouTube, like, how can you ask a lot of money for something that people can see for free? That's where you messed up. That's where you absolutely messed up. I'm not saying you should do that kind of content. That's bad for your body to load up on all those calories. And like, obviously anybody looking at you could agree with that. But still, the sounds of it, you wanted to be a fetish model all the way back then.
After starting mukbangs in April 2017, Shantel talked about a documentary she had watched.
I was watching a documentary about a girl who's a fetishist.
And by the way, for those who do not know, like, what is this clip and when is it from? This is vintage Shantal. This was back in the OG days when she was still with BB. So we're talking like 2017, 2018.
So she does really weird fetishes.
Sorry about the eating.
And one of them is for, I had to share this with somebody. So anyway, to make herself fart, you know what she does? To make herself, on command, she's lactose intolerant. So she drinks a lot of milk. And then bends over, lets it rip. And then talks.
So you guys remember what I said before? And I've said this more than once. I have said that I feel, my opinion, that Shantal's channel, it's not just about catering to one specific type of fetish. I believe that she knows about, is knowledgeable about many different kinds of fetishes, and she does her best to cater to as many as possible in order to attract many different fetish groups as possible. In essence, turning her YouTube channel into a fetish channel. She hasn't come out and said that that's what her channel is about, but just her behaviors. Like, we all know that she caters to the feedy people, obviously. Like, cater to those that have a food fetish, her eating food. Then there, of course, you've got the subset folders to that main fetish. You've got the gainers, you've got the immobilizers, you've got the bloaters. On top of that, we have other different fetishes, like people who have, say, a fart fetish or a burping fetish. In the past, she used to flash parts of her body. So those people that have, say, an exhibition fetish, like public flashing, I mean, there's so many things she's done that would be considered a fetish by certain groups, including, believe it or not, there are people out there that really their kink is seeing somebody being sloppy, being messy, being dirty, being filthy, wearing filthy clothes, or living in a filthy environment. Believe it or not, that is actually a fetish too. You don't believe me? Go look it up. There's a lot of things that are fetishes that you would never think are fetishes. So I honestly feel that she's catering to a lot of different groups with the things she's done. But let's keep going.
Talks dirty about it. Anyway, to each his own. I'm not judging anybody.
According to a user on Kiwi Farms, after Shantel posted this video, she did a poll asking her audience how they felt about fart content. Then Shantel started farting on camera during her mukbangs.
Like, I need to eat something. So I thought I would just do a video for you guys because I'm eating my cheat day. Why, it was mysterious to me.
Oh, and another thing, since she's doing this, I'm thinking of something right now. And I'm sorry for those of you that if you're just eating your breakfast and you're like, don't do it, Rose. Don't, I just ate my breakfast. Don't make me sick. Don't be gross here. I'm sorry. I've got to say it. I've got to say it. So if you're eating right now or you've just eaten and skip this past this part and come back later when you're okay. But when Shantal was at the villa, when she was with Natter, Shantal would deliberately shat her pants. There's one clip that it's out there. I know it's out there, but she was with Pete in the villa and she literally sat on the couch knowing she had to go and she pooped her pants with the live stream going. Like she knew what was about to happen and she didn't try to stop it. And then she got up and then she asked Pete to sit in front of the camera and he was like, oh, it stinks, it stinks. She went to the bathroom and then the camera panned over to her and you could see her like come out of the bathroom with her pants off. She just had her underwear on. I don't know why anybody would take their pants off but leave their underwear on if they messed themselves. But she took the dirty pants off and put them on the kitchen counter. Ew. But that was just one occasion she did that, like deliberately soiling herself. And by the way, that is a fetish too. That there are people with extreme fetishes like that.
Then in 2020, a random woman who appears to be completely outside of the Foody Beauty community posted a video sharing a story of how.
And by the way, I remember this part coming up. I remember when this happened and I'm like, there you go. There's confirmation that she's catering to the feedy people.
How she had unknowingly dated a man who's a feeder who tried to force her to gain weight. In the middle of the story, she revealed that this man was paying Shantel and other fat women to eat on camera for his gratification.
A hypermorbidly obese woman named Shantel Marie. I think her nickname on YouTube is Foody Beauty, and the other one was Hungry Fat Chick. And I think the latter is doing like real life. And both of them are catering to feeders. He claimed that he was paying these women for specific content and he didn't need me anymore because these women were satisfying himself. And if I want to be attractive to him, I must look like these women, and they are something like, I don't know, 500 pounds there. Oh, too much.
So the gentleman that she was with had a fetish for bigger women, maybe who ate, and he's telling his girlfriend, if you want to make me happy, you've got to get bigger in size. You know, but she's saying right there, her boyfriend told her that he was paying people like Hungry Fat Chick and Shantal. He was a feeder, and Shantal was catering to him.
So I said, no, my health is important.
In late 2017.
So there you go. Does anybody need any further proof what's going on here? I mean, it's a matter of following the breadcrumbs. You got Shantal, who's got a channel, and she's not really going for it with her channel right now. She's not doing entertaining content. She is not really giving it her all. She missed a week's worth of work, and you would think after missing a week's worth of work that she would come back and hit the ground running, and she did not. Why? How is that possible? Like, she depends entirely on YouTube, right? So where is the money coming from? I mean, she's got a huge obsession with food. So somebody somewhere has got to be paying for it. If she's not paying for it, who would be paying for it? So it's before payday. She's going out buying Lush products, and she's eating a takeout, and she's eating at a buffet. Where is this money coming from? I think it's pretty obvious where it's coming from. I think it's pretty doggone obvious. Okay. Moving on to Ghost Crab saying no filters, full reflection. So the shopping vlog, there were a few moments where you saw what she really looked like. This is not the best picture. Her face looks so odd. But you know what? Let me just point something out here while we're here. So a lot of people have commented that when Shantal wears glasses, and you guys can see mine on my face, that her glasses look odd on her face because it looks like they sit, like if you look at her face, there's a whole lot of space allegedly where they should sit on the bridge of her nose. Here's my theory, and y'all just hear me out. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But remember, we are looking at Shantal with filters on, and there are filters for the nose area to make it look more narrow than what it actually is. So here's my theory. What if her nose is wider up top than what we see on camera? On camera, it looks very narrow, and it looks like her glasses are just sitting weirdly on her face. But maybe they're not sitting weirdly on her face. Maybe her cheeks are much bigger and fuller. Maybe her nose is much wider up top, and they are sitting exactly as they would sit if you saw her natural face. So I'm looking at this picture right here, right now. If this is Shantal, from the picture, and I've got it blown up as much as I can, from the picture, hold on, let me see if I can make it bigger. Please give me a moment. Thank you. All right. I that's as much as I can blow it back up. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right, so take a look at that picture. It doesn't, from the picture, it looks like the bridge of her nose is much wider, like up here, which is where your glasses would normally sit. Right? So when we look at what the filter's on, it looks like the frames are way up here, right here at eyebrow level. But maybe if we saw with the filters off, it would make much more sense. So her nose and the bridge of her nose, I feel, is much broader and wider. And it's just the filters make it look a certain kind of way. Okay. So I just want to point that out. As someone that I wear glasses, I just want to point that out. Like, there are all kinds of facial filters. You've got the skin smoothing filter. You've got the contour filter, which normally just takes care of the bottom half of your face. You've got filters that will slim down or widen your nose. Same thing with your lips. You've got the eye filters that'll change the color and change the width. I mean, all of your facial features have a specific filter. So I think Chantal's nose has gotten wider over the years, but she disguises that with the filters too. Okay, moving on. Hidden Truth says Pete is the only one who likes books. Jolie says Chantal claims she is with family members shopping and for lunch. She is 100% lying. She's with Pete's again. Careful that nobody can be seen in window reflections, only her. Ending video in a car in the same awkward angle. The people that I'm with went back to look in a bookstore. But yeah. So let's go back to OG Foody Beauty Villa days. Anybody that was back then remembers how Chantal would take Chantal would take Pete's where? Where would she take Pete? Say it with me. The comic book store. She would often talk about taking Pete to the comic book store because that was his favorite place in the world, going to the comic book store. And now she's back in Canada and she's taking somebody to a bookstore. Yeah, what kind of bookstore? Comic book store, Shantal? Look, if you're hanging out with Pete, if you want to hang out with Pete, just drop the disguise, okay? We're not stupid. You know we're not stupid. Why are you playing this stupid game with us? We know what's up. Wonder Mom says, can we talk about how much Foodie Beauty is unable to see that she eats 4 to 5 times as much as a normal person? I mean, she wasn't even close to full after her $40 meal. But look at the amount of food. Not so much what, but how much you eat is a problem. Very true. Like it's about portion control. She has no sense of portion control. Her idea of portion control is you run out of space on the plate. And I'm going to keep it real and I'm going to keep it honest and I'm going to keep it 100. I grew up in a Southern family and that was our portion control. We did that. We didn't grow up with the portion control stuff. I had a grandmother. She loved to cook and she was a doggone good cook. I love my Nana. She could cook like nobody's business and she loved to cook for the family. Like that was her way of expressing love. And man, she could throw down some good eats that way. But we were encouraged, get 1 plate, get 2 plates. So I get it. But this is something she can't do anymore. You can't. What is the urgency of filling up a plate? Is the urgency of I got to put on the plate as much as I can because if I don't, when I go back, there won't be any more. Shantal, there is food everywhere. What is the urgency to hog it all to yourself? There's food everywhere, Mama. You're not going to starve. You'll never be without food. Why load up on so much? All you're going to do is make yourself feel sick. You know that. There's no possible way you can eat all of that at once and not sit there and just feel nauseous for hours. But yeah, that's a ridiculous amount right there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It looks like lasagna or something, but it's just like, just slow it down. Eat little bits at a time. Give your stomach a chance to catch up with your brain. Acadia Strong saying that reflection of her in the door doesn't lie. Wow. That's Shantal. That's what the filters are hiding. And this is why she doesn't like mirrors. Because all mirrors give a true reflection. They hide nothing. They disguise nothing. There's a true reflection for you, Shantal. That's another reason why you hate the reaction channels, because we don't sugarcoat things. We tell things as they are. So there's your true reflection right there. And you want to say you're 350 pounds? Ma'am, you haven't been 350 since 2018. As a matter of fact, you were really close to being 400 then. The last true weigh-in that you did, you were 400. I'm sorry, excuse me. My apologies. You were 377 pounds. So you were 23 pounds away from being 400 pounds then. And anybody can look at you then and look at you now and tell that's a over 100-pound difference in your appearance. You gained over 100 pounds. You know that. You may want to live in the past. You may want to be in denial of your health and your weight, but being in denial does not change anything. It doesn't make you smaller. It doesn't mean you're losing weight. It just means you're lying to yourself. When you lie to yourself, nothing can change and you're going to continue to be sick. So, Jolie says, Shantal claims she's with family members shopping and for lunch. She is 100% lying. Oh, did I just do this one? Sorry. Yup says Foodie Beauty had just 34 comments in her latest video. It's a mighty low engagement rate. Well, that's because she's editing out a lot of the negative comments. That's why. I'm sure there were more than just 34. Here's one of the comments. $40 for a plate of food. That's crazy expensive. Yeah, fast food is getting really expensive nowadays. It used to be where fast food was cheap food. But now fast food, even like McDonald's or Burger King, it's just, you might as well go down to a sit down restaurant and order a meal and have a waitress serve you. It's just getting that bad. But she claims to be broke, yet she's eating takeout. I mean, make that make sense. You're broke, but you're able to do that. Who's paying for your food? Yup Yup says, tell me you're broke without telling me, Foody Beauty. You absolutely have the money to buy another round trip ticket to Kuwait, right? It looks like this came from the Kiwi Farms, courtesy of Mayo Style Sauce, saying, in case anyone gives a crap, Giant Tiger, the place where she went to go shop at, is where people on welfare shop. Well, I'm not shaming anybody on welfare. You got to do what you got to do. Okay, circumstances happen. This is just the opinions of this person. And I can't verify that anyway because I don't live in Canada. How do I know about Giant Tiger? I'm someone that I shop at thrift shops anyway. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with shopping at the dollar store, the thrift store, or going to a discount store. Hey, make the most of your money. Going on with what they said, it's like the absolute cheapest store you could imagine. Think of Kmart and then go down a few steps. Well, what's wrong with Kmart? I used to shop at Kmart. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I am completely okay with buying things secondhand. Absolutely okay with it. Remember, I dumpster diver. I used to dumpster dive. I believe in being a freegan and upcycling and stuff like that. So hey, no judgment. But why it applies to Shantal is she's over there talking all kinds of nonsense about she's going to go back to Kuwait. With what money? With what money are you going back to Kuwait? Because the last time I checked, plane tickets were mad expensive. Really mad expensive. That's at least $2,000. So how are you going to go back to Kuwait? How is that possible? And then once you get there, if you're dead broke, how are you going to pay the bills? How are you going to pay the rent? If Salah has any kind of sense, while Chantal is in Canada, he will pack up that apartment. He'll pack up the cat. He'll pack up the hamster, get out of there and disappear into the night. If he had any kind of intelligence, he would do that. Like, she's away from Kuwait. Dude, escape while you can. You want to cut this thing off? Here's the prompt opportunity. Get away from this woman. Stop this madness. If he doesn't get away from Chantal now, I ain't got no sympathy. I don't have any sympathy from him anyway. He jumped into this thing and he stayed with it because he's greedy and stupid. But here's another window of opportunity, Salah. Are you going to jump through the window or are you going to stand there and stare out of it? And then she comes back and then you'll be more in misery. Pick your poison, bro. Pick it. Okay, this is funny from Bootenbegan. You're giving the cat the finger. You know what happens when you give the cat the finger. I play this game with Booger all the time. When the tail starts swishing and the ears go back, they're in play mode. Like, I am fierce. I am fierce kitten. How dare you challenge me? The kitten is adorable. I am fierce and I will get you. Now, this is curious. I don't know what this is about. Courtesy of Shenanigans and Sweet and Spicy Banana saying, well, well, well. So I don't know if this is the actual Repzion, but Repzion was saying to her, hey, Chantal, I sent you an Instagram. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Why? You know what? Not my business, not my problem, but that is weird. That is weird. DX says she goes to Green Door, a vegetarian restaurant, instantly complains it's too expensive and it's hard to know how much stuff will cost. until you get to the front to pay for it. She films herself filling her plate. She says that it was a shock. The plate could cost her $40. Looking at that plate, I've ordered off of Postmates and DoorDash. You get less food that way. That's $40 worth of food. In fact, they probably should have charged her more if it's healthy. But she's like, oh, $40 is too much. Well, then don't eat out, dumb. Don't eat out. If it's expensive, don't eat out. Stay at home. Shop at the dollar store. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, if you're broke, you stretch your money out. Hidden Truth says, Foody Beauty, also note to Shantal, you're not going to be giving that body butter to Salah or anyone, because the time you get back, it's going to be melted. There is nothing holding it together, and in the heat, the coconut butter, shea butter will be totally melted. But you know what? When I saw this portion of the video, here's where my mind went automatically. If she is going to fly back, why bother getting these products? If she's going to fly back soon, why get the products? If airplane, you got to go through security. And there are certain things you can carry through security and certain things you can't. Like as far as personal products, they only allow little bitty bottles, like travel size bottles, and you got to have them wrapped up a certain way so they can check them. Anything beyond that, they confiscate it. So if she plans on going back soon, why get all this stuff? Why get stuff like this? If it means there's a chance that if you go back, security at the airport might snatch them up. But let's watch the clip. Her doing the filler footage.
All right, so I'm definitely getting a huge bottle of this Oud Hess, if I'm saying that right, shower gel. It smells delicious and amazing. This Posh chocolate body wash, which smells like chocolate and smells amazing.
What? I know this is going to sound really rude, but it's just me being curious. Why is she getting all these products for bathing when she doesn't really take a shower? I'm sorry. I mean, it sounds rude, but it's the truth. She doesn't like bathing herself. She avoids taking a shower. She avoids taking a bath. So if you are someone you don't like taking a shower or a bath, you avoid the water for whatever reason, why spend so much money on expensive products that focus around that? Is it ego? Is it pride? Is it suck it, peasants? I'm going to Lush and I'm spending money on all this stuff. Shantal, can I just tell you something? I am not impressed. I'm really not impressed. I'm one of the smart shoppers that I could go to a dollar store and buy quality products. I know what to look for, and I can spend a lot less money than you. You're doing this out of ego. Like you're claiming to be broke, but you're going to get Lush products. And yes, I do know that she's got gift cards. Okay, but how many? You think she's going to stop at just getting one or two items? Do you guys think that her family actually gave her hundreds of dollars in gift cards for Lush? I don't really believe that. I really don't believe they would give her that much money in gift cards to spend at Lush.
I'm also going to get some yummy custard body wash. It smells sweet and delicious. And some Posh white chocolate and rose. I wanted to try some of the perfumes I've never smelled before. So I saw that they had a perfume card here, and I decided to smell one called Alina, and it actually smells really, really good. I have to research the story behind it. I definitely have to pick up a couple of massage bars. I know my husband will love these, so I'm gonna get an after.
Yeah, like you're picking up the massage bars. Are you gonna mail them to him? You can't take them back to the airport.
Which has magnesium, and I'm gonna get a therapy massage bar. I'm also out of my face moisturizer, so I'm gonna pick up my favorite, which is,
again, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you're using face moisturizer, hey, that's great. but it's important to clean your face first before you put it on. You really need to do that, Chantal. You need to find a way to get the makeup off, the sweat off, the dirt off before you put that moisturizer on. Otherwise, the moisturizer can't really do its job, and it's going to lead to breakouts.
Skin's Shangri-La. I love their soaps as well, so I decided to get a couple of those. I actually ended up getting a Goddess soap and a Strawberry Heart soap. And
So that was the clip, and thank you, Hidden Truths. Another one from Hidden Truths saying, before moving to Kuwait, Shantal was going to rent a home until it fell through. Kuwait was like a PR move for her with nowhere else to live. She had no other choice but to go to Kuwait, which is why she's still there, allegedly. Well, that's a good theory. But yeah, I do remember that whole time period where she talked about getting a mansion. She went into detail about, oh, it's got a coffee bar, it's got a room for me and my streaming, and they installed mirrors. And then she I feel like she just started a lie. And then she had to keep up with the lie. So she had to add more lies on top of it to make it look more real. But the more she did that, the more it looked fake. Like this, the math wasn't mathing all the way through. By adding more numbers to the problem, it's obvious that the equation wasn't working. But let's watch the clip.
I am freaking out, and I just want to say how grateful I am. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Grams. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you.
This really sounds like she bought
Oh, that's Frenchie. Hi, Frenchie.
a house. What the shit? Uncut Gems, thank you again for the super chat. If the fashion show don't want her, why does she think a TV show?
Oh, was that the clip? Is that all?
Everything. Thank you, homeowners, for giving me another chance at life.
Wait, what? Thank you, homeowners, for giving me another chance at life. What? What in the... They give you another chance at life. That's an odd thing to say, isn't it? Like you're just moving. This is not a medical event where somebody's giving you CPR and revived your heart or something. You're making it sound like that though. Weird.
What?
That's what I said, Frenchie.
Fucking say, actually, shit, I think the counter is higher than my gun this time. Fuck. I should have made fucking sure of that before I moved in. Yes, can I go rest my gut on your counter and see if it's comfortable?
Ew.
I need to make court chowder. So no, we were not scammed. I just got my money back. No hard feelings. We're staying put for now. And if we have
And the interesting thing about this whole lie that she was telling, she was talking up the place saying, oh, it's a mansion, coffee bar, blah, blah, blah. But yet Pete came through and he was doing a live stream and he basically told us, it's not a mansion. It's just a regular house. That's all. So Shantal lied. It wasn't a mansion or even a McMansion. It was just a regular house. And whatever deal she was trying to do with somebody, it just didn't follow through. Well, you know what I have to say about that? I think whoever had the house, man, did they dodge a bullet. Because Shantal does not have a good history of taking care of places where she stays. I mean, anybody that saw the villa knows that. So homeowners, whoever you were smart not to let her in. She would have damaged your property. She would have been that problematic tenant that she probably wouldn't have paid her rent on time and destroyed your property. And then after she moves out, you find a whole bunch of garbage and it's going to take you months to fix things.
More updates on our housing, we'll let you know. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream. I'm still going to have more updates on our housing.
Like that whole thing was just weird. It went from her getting a McMansion to not getting it to being with Salah. It was just like, what is going on here? Like that, we could hardly keep up with the confusion. Roses said, I had no idea Shantal had another cat named Aries. Neither did I. That's news. I thought it was always just FFJ, formerly known as BBJ, Casey, and Jewel, and Sam. Screenshot from Septa7's Foody Beauty documentary. Aw, look at the baby. So what happened to Aries? What that doesn't look like Sam. What happened to Aries? What did happen to that baby? Crazy Yo Gabby says Cutie has 2 TikTok accounts. Crap Man and her follow each other. Also, I didn't realize she has subscriptions on her main TikTok. So, like, what are the accounts? Okay, Shantal in Kuwait. Is that her other TikTok account? Yeah, it kind of looks like it. So you got other secret accounts, Shantal? Okay, what else we got here? Are we almost done? Perfectly Imperfect. Let's see. No. Okie Doll. Thank you, Okie Doll. Talking about Salah. He wants to go to Canada. He was looking for women in Canada on the dating site. Her saying, quote, I don't want him to come here. She then tries to correct it to he, but it's her. She doesn't want her much younger, cheating romance scammer bot boy loose in Canada with pretty women around. Yeah, she doesn't want him in Canada. She knows exactly what's going to happen if he comes here. She might have been stringing him along with, oh, I'm going to bring you to Canada, blah, 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 keeping him strung along. And now he's at the point where he's like, hey, either do what you promised or cut me loose. And maybe that's why she's going to talk to people about bringing him here, because maybe that was part of the deal. Who knows? So are we all caught up with everything on Twitter? So we can get to the actual video? I think so. Okay. Let me just go ahead and get out of here. Shoot. Okay, stop the screen. And let me just pull up her vlog and see what she has to say today. Perfect. All right, let's get to.
Hello, Foody Beauties.
Hey there, Beezers. Want a personalized video from me to you that forever? Or maybe a special shout out? Or maybe you just have a pressing question for me you want answered. You to have a wonderful day. We're going to go on a little road trip. We're going to have lunch. We're going to go to a park. We're going to go shopping.
Oh, and by the way, Shantal, I'm just going to call you out for this. I did notice that, like right now, right here, I know you watch the reaction channels, you watch the live streams, and you get ideas for music you want to use and things you want to do from the reactors, even though you call us trash and you accuse us of being vultures and not being original and coming up with our own stuff. Isn't it interesting right now at this very minute that you're playing the break music for Eerie Pepperoni? This is the music that she uses for her break video. So who's the vulture now? And you've done it to me too, biatch. You use my music too, biatch. Get your own.
I have some Lush gift cards that I need to spend. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing all of those things today. It's a beautiful day out, and I'm inviting you all along with us. So Yella, come on, let's go.
Erie's break music. Copycat. This filler footage. This filler footage is like the Botox of YouTube content. Just filler. Unnecessary filler. Look, almost 2 minutes of this. This is ridiculous.
Wow.
And what are we starting off the vlog with first? Her buying cheese curds, like she needs cheese curds. She just showed us that mukbang where she ate the Italian poutine. Poutine has cheese curds in it. Original poutine has brown gravy, cheese curds, and French fries. So she just ate a whole gigantic thing of that. And we're back at the store, and the first place she makes a beeline for is a place to buy cheese curds.
2 kg bag of cheese curds. Oh my gosh, that would put me in a cheese coma.
She's making a joke about that. But we have said, Shantal, if you don't slow down, you're going to end up in the hospital for real.
But as much as I'd love to, I'm going to get the smallest bag they have. So
Yeah, you're getting the smallest bag on camera, but guaranteed you swiped this bigger bag and you bought that off camera. You know, backup cheese curds. Backup sandwich, backup cheese curds. Let's get that. Does anybody think that Shantal is going to get a small bag of cheese curds? I mean, come on now. Come on now. No. We're going to get the big bag.
it's going to get a little bag of cheese curds.
Yeah, right. That little bag of cheese curds might last her one meal. But what about the other 50 in one day?
Hey guys, so I'm here in Canada just doing a vlog today. I'm doing a bit of shopping. I'm gonna go to Lush. Right now we're at Giant Tiger and we're gonna have lunch after. So Yella, come with us. Just gonna go see if they have anything of interest, maybe. I don't know, just have a look around. Summer's coming, so pool items are important. I used to love ring pops as a kid. These are the cheesies.
And she goes straight for the junk food. Look, can I just say it? Obviously, she's catering to the feedy people. And I think this shopping day, this shopping haul, she's still catering to them. Like, she's making sure to include elements of fast food and buying junk food in with this haul. This is not simply a haul of things that have nothing to do with food. By her showing the cheese curds, by her showing the junk food, she's still catering to the feedies. She's just kind of being around the block about it. She is. Like, footage like this right here makes the feedies happy. Because if they're giving her money for certain kinds of content, they want to know that she is wrapped around food nice and tight.
Hawkins.
And I'm sorry, I think my mind just keeps going here. Shantal, you were just at a store and you bought cheese curds. Cheese isn't that a dairy product? I believe it is. Normally when you go food shopping, you want to get the food and then hurry back home as quickly as possible so the food doesn't spoil. So you're buying the cheese curds first, and then you're going to go to another store and do some shopping and then do the Lush haul. How long was that food sitting in the car? I hope not too terribly long, or else you're going to make yourself sick again.
Canadian. My wallet for today. Might get some socks. You can always use some socks. What? Chocolate socks? Why can't cows wear shoes? Because they lack toes. Oh my gosh. Goodbye. Ooh, these are cute.
So she's supposed to be broke, and yet she's in the store and she's looking at all this stuff. I'm telling you, when you're broke, you do not shop like this.
I gotta find a way to get earrings around my hijab. Excuse me, where the pickles are. And this is my casual outfit for today. Big head alert. They have a plus size that goes up to 3X. meaning probably not too much will fit me here.
You know what, Shantal? Look, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but you decided long ago that you wanted to get as big as possible. And you're right, you haven't been 3X in a while. The bigger you get, the harder it's going to be to go somewhere commercially and find clothes. You're at the point now where you need things custom made because of your size, because of your shape. You made that decision that you wanted to make things a bit more difficult when it came to certain things like buying clothes or getting an airplane seat. You having to buy an extra seat, a seatbelt extender. You made those choices. So if you decide you want to have bad health or be at a certain size, you've got to take what comes with that and not complain.
This shirt for summer looks nice and light. I really like the style of this.
That would not be a good color for you. Your skin is far too pale. Stay away from the paler colors. Go for the jewel tones. Like, she needs a woman friend to tell her these things because she does not know how to shop for her body.
Tighter, like I said, it's pretty much like a Canadian Walmart, as you can see.
Hold on a second. I got to show you guys something. Okay. What is this? What is that? What's good? Really? What is that? I've told you I'm a cat couch. I'm a cat couch. I'm not a person. I'm a cat couch. I wasn't joking.
See, they have things for pretty cheap. So it's actually even cheaper than Walmart, I've noticed. They had some really, really good deals, actually. $1.50 for a bag of these Epsom salts is pretty good deal. So I'm just going to get a couple of bags.
Why?
For taking baths.
You don't take baths, though. Oh, my God. Why? You don't take baths. You're not a bath person. You're not a shower person, Shantal. Back in the villa, you would go into the shower for all of like 3 minutes. And you would basically let the water hit your skin and then come right back out. You wouldn't bother to scrub anything. I remember Natter used to have to get on your case to take a shower. You'd walk in the door, he'd say, go right into the shower. How embarrassing. When you go over to a person's house and they say, hey, don't touch me, don't get near me, just go straight into the shower. Imagine a grown man having to tell you that you need to take a shower because you smell and you're dirty. But he had to do that with you.
Comb, which I do enjoy doing.
No, you don't. Lies.
I'm going to get one eucalyptus and one vanilla and probably just...
What? I hope you don't put them together. Eucalyptus and vanilla, together?
Mix the two together.
You know what? She probably just picked those bags up for show. And as soon as she was done, she put them right back on the shelf because she ain't taking no shower.
Gosh, I literally cannot.
You guys want to see what her bath looks like? You're looking at it right here, right now. She would bathe herself in colognes and body mist and perfumes. That's how she took a shower. Even when she was seeing Natter. She wouldn't go into an actual shower. She would use perfumes and colognes to bathe her.
Hawaiian ginger without being traumatized from my teenage years. You guys remember this stuff? All right. Got some sauces here. Olive Garden Ranch.
Notice that everything she's looking at is something she shouldn't have. Junk food, like full fat salad dressings, all of that.
P.F. Chang's sesame and teriyaki sauce. Buffalo Wild Wings.
And by the way, Shantal, can I ask a question? You're eating nothing but takeout. Why are you looking at this stuff? This is stuff that you would buy if you had a house or you live somewhere and you're making your meals at home, which you're not doing. So why bother looking at this stuff?
Arby's.
I spotted rice cakes. These are my favorite to snack on. I love the dill, and I also love the all dressed. So,
And again, like I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm sorry if it becomes annoying. Really broke. All of this stuff that she's looking at, you're like, I can't afford it right now. I just can't. I can look at it, I can smell it, but I just can't buy it. I got to save my money for the important stuff.
only solution is get a bag of each. I found these gourmet popcorn flavors very interesting. Would you guys try these? I love this dill pickle powder, but I'm not going to
Yeah,
get it
sure.
today.
Okay. Next. Next lie in line.
So they had like a bargain sale section, and I always check it out. They had some tea on sale for less than $2, and I think Miss Milk Thistle is good for you, isn't it?
It sounds pretty good, that tea.
Then they had these like bargain bin can of peanuts.
What?
And ketchup and dill pickle are my favorite, so I hope they're not stale.
Like basically this is like a junk food run, is it not? She's basically telling us why she's there. She's going to Giant Tiger to look for junk food, to look for like she's looking at the chips, she's looking at all that the junk food stuff. This is not about buying essential food, it's junk food.
Who even eats these giant hosts? I don't get it. Like, they sell Cineplex movie theater nacho cheese now individually. Interesting.
You know, I'd like to say something. It sucks when you have an issue with food. It really, really sucks because I have to say it this way, your rug of choice, it's everywhere and it's so easy to get. And there's so many different varieties. There's so many different tastes and textures, and the temptation is literally everywhere. It's in grocery stores, it's in convenience stores, it's in gas stations, and you can get as much as you want provided you got the money. Like nobody's ever going to tell you no. You can load up a whole grocery cart full of cakes and candies and cookies. Ain't nobody going to say nothing to you. No one's going to stop you from overindulging that way. And someone like Shantal, going to say a store like this or any store where there's food everywhere, like in abundance, that's like going to the rug dealer's house and they're saying, what do you want? I got it all. Anything you want, as much as you want. Just tell me what it is. I got you covered. I got this. Like you're walking into a place where your weakness is all around you and the smells and the sights. And it's just like, you got to have a lot of self-control with that. She doesn't have any. So she's not going to control herself here.
It's shake and bake, and I helped. Yeah, I'm a sucker for shake and bake. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody believe that she's going to walk out of there without a whole bunch of candy, whole bunch of chips, whole bunch of everything? She probably got like 2 or 3 bags alone out of this place. Ain't no way you can be surrounded by all that temptation and say no.
But I'm not going to get them today either.
But again, let's go back to what I said. This video was not about her showcasing her other shopping haul, the Lush one. It wasn't about her buying the Lush products and, oh, I had a whole bunch of gift cards. If she did get gift cards from her family, I'm sure it wasn't that much. I just can't picture her family giving her, say, $300, $400 in gift cards. But Shantal wanted to cater to the Foody people. Because look, like most of the vlog is revolving around food, her eating food, her purchasing food, showing the junk food. We haven't even hit the Lush haul yet. But she's making sure to show the Foody people, yeah, I'm focused on the food here. It's all about the food. This is her trying to get around YouTube.
You know you're at a bargain store when there's a huge bin of stovetop on sale. Vegetable thins are some of my favorite crackers as well. They're really good.
Yeah, I'm sure you had a craving for them, didn't you? Just like everything else.
I know a pretty princess who would love to sleep in this cute basket. And here's their like home section where you can get all kinds of cute little things for your home goods, holders, towels, and some really cute dessert candles.
Yeah, I mentioned before, because of my issue with food, I will never buy something like that. And it's not because I'm sure it's a great candle, or maybe not, because some of them look nice and then you smell them and they smell awful. But to keep temptation away, I can't burn stuff like that in my house. If I smell something that smells like a cupcake or a cake, you know what it makes me want to do? Eat the real thing. So I can't burn things that smell like really sweet vanilla or sweet. It's got to be like a woodsy, earthy scent, like amber or sandalwood or patchouli or something like that. I can't do food scented candles. I just can't do it. Makes you hungry.
These are so cute. A bit of nostalgia in the game section. Oh my gosh, they still sell Operation.
Hey, Chantal. So you're in front of these games. Why don't you make some real content? Buy that Twister game and play Twister on YouTube with yourself. Come on. Come on. Come on, it'd be funny. You know it would. Let's see you do the Twister thing on YouTube. Come on, you know you want to. Do it.
That's like the ultimate jump scare when you're trying to get that little bone out. Which bone was it? I can't remember. And that buzzer would scare me. And just a warning to all your haters, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna get super soaked.
You know what, Chantal? We can say the same about you. You better watch it, or we might get our super soakers out, and you're the one that hates water. Hey, man, I live in Oregon right now. I'm surrounded by water. It rains all the doggone time. Like I said at the beginning of this video, you need to be part duck to live here. I'm constantly around water. I live near a pond that's got ducks in it and geese. And by the way, y'all, the geese that come here, I just saw yesterday, like the mama goose. She's got goslings. Oh, they're so cute. But I'm not afraid of water. But you are, Chantal. Can you imagine getting the super soaker treatment? You would know what to do.
Oh, yes, buddy. Oh, yes.
This mug says La vie est belle. Bien sûr, la vie est belle.
More filler footage.
Damage at Lush. I cannot wait.
Why are we focusing on the pigeon? she, when she films, like the camera, she shows us the most oddball things, like the pigeon. Like why is that? Why is that cohesive with this vlog? What does it have to do with a Lush haul or a shopping haul? It's not. It's not cohesive. It's just her focusing on a doggone bird. Like, why are we seeing this footage too? Come on, Chantal. Stop running up the meter. Stop making it obvious this is all about the Google AdSense money and you're just trying to stretch this out as long as possible. For real. Or filler footage. More filler footage. More unnecessary music. She could have talked to us. Want to make money off the public, Chantal, but yet you will not talk to your audience. You could have talked to your audience in this video. You could have done like a voiceover versus like a music over.
First, we stopped into this really cool little bunch of different really cool craft.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I love little funky jewelry. You guys know that. I love that little. I love supporting local businesses, like homemade jewelry, stuff like that. I think I love people's creativity. I would visit this store. I would walk in and just maybe see what I could do about supporting some local artists and the things that they make, because that would be, you know, custom stuff is pretty cool.
Items like earrings, candles, bracelets, you know, stuff like that, homemade tumblers, different kinds of homemade treats from local
You know, forgive me, maybe I'm a bit too cheap. Maybe I'm just an old fuddy-duddy. But there's, in my opinion, for me, not to put anybody down who makes candles or things like that, but I would rather put my money on something that I can keep versus something that I'm going to spend the money on it, and then after I use it, it's gone. Like candles. I just can't. I can't justify spending money on a candle, like a lot of money. If it's a little bit of money, okay, but spending $50 to $100 on a candle, I can't do it. I would rather spend that on something that I can keep, like a necklace or a shirt or something. But that's just me, though.
vendors. Look at these cute cups and candles.
I mean, those are cool candles. Those are really, really cool. Like the skull candles are really cool. I just, you know, candles are a consumable item. You consume them and then you got to go buy another, versus something you cannot consume in one go.
Yeah, they were like just the cutest. And these like chili flavored gummy candies, I didn't get any, but I really would be interesting to know what spicy candy tastes like. And these cute dragons and like little emoji things and keychains and this weird cup holder.
I'm not gonna lie, I love these little man, what do you call the doggone things? My mind's going blank. I like these. I like the little tie-dye type design.
Yeah, I bet you would, Ryan Reynolds. I bet you would like that drink on your face, wouldn't you? And
Yeah, you may again, Shantal. Look, before you put on the hijab and before you put on the abaya, because you were getting so big, your ears, you can barely, you can't even see them against the side of your head. When you were with Natter and you were on the Coca-Cola, you started to lose weight. And it became apparent you were losing weight because I could see more of your cheekbones and more of your ears starting to pop out. But you've gained a lot of weight, Mama. It wouldn't make sense to get earrings when nobody can really see your ears. I mean, I just can't see how that would be comfortable. Like, what is the point in earrings when nobody can see them on your ears because you keep yourself covered up? And even if you didn't wear the hijab, your ears are pretty much plastered up against the sides of your head.
so bad. I didn't get them, but are they so pretty? Like,
They are pretty.
Like, if there's anything in there. But yeah. Hi. All right, and here we are, Lush. Like I said, I have some gift cards for my birthday to spend here. And I cannot wait.
Okay, I had another thought, and I'm just going to share this with you guys. It just popped into my head. I'm going back in time in my head to old school Shantal. So Shantal is back on her stomping grounds, Canada. And I'm telling you guys, I think she's talking to Natter. And I remember all the way back when she was seeing Natter, to be around Natter, she would bathe herself in perfume and she would bathe herself in body mist and she would use the Lush products. So is all this newfound enthusiasm for bathing and getting the Lush products because you're seeing Natter again and he's not going to put up with you being stinky? Is that it? Because you are starting to do things that you used to do back in the Natter days, Shantal. Like if you're planning on going back to Kuwait, I just don't see the sense in buying a bunch of Lush products. Wouldn't it just make sense to hold on to the gift cards and use them once you get back? And that way the products are there in Kuwait with you versus you trying to take them through airport security and they get confiscated. And Lush products are not cheap.
All right, so I'm definitely getting a huge bottle of this Oud Hess, if I'm saying that right, shower gel. Smells delicious and amazing. This Posh chocolate body wash, which smells like chocolate. And
Usually when you buy body wash and stuff like that, you get scents that kind of work together so they don't clash. So would Posh chocolate and Oud blend well together if you use them both at the same time? Somehow I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong though.
smells amazing. I'm also going to get some yummy custard body wash. Smells delicious. And some Posh white chocolate and rose. I wanted to try some of the perfumes I've never smelled before. So I saw that.
I'm gonna say something right here, Chantal. Look, you are who you are. You do what you do. Don't tell me that you don't miss having lots of money. You do. You like to be able to make lots of money and spend lots of money and take trips out and get your fast food and go to Lush and get products just so you can get in front of us with your nose in the air and say, look peasants, I've got Lush products. You miss those days. If you want them back, you have to work. You can't just be fudging it with your content and giving that lackluster content. There are people on YouTube that the reactors are paying attention to. One of them is naked and laughing, but there are other people that people are starting to cover because your content is boring. And let's be real and let's be clear. Without the reaction channels covering you, your channel is going to die on the vine. Your content is not strong enough on its own to survive. You're not doing yourself any favors by just doing the very least and expecting the reaction channels to pick up the slack for you. If you miss what you're doing right now, going to Lush, spending all kinds of money, having money in pocket, you've got to work. You used to have one heck of a work ethic. You drove us crazy with it. Like streaming for 12 hours a day. That's why you made all that money. That's why. Things were interesting. You were streaming all the time, and you have so gotten lazy. If you want certain aspects of your life to come back, you're going to have to work. There's no way around it.
But they had a perfume card here, and I decided to smell one called Alina, and it actually smells really, really good. I have to research the story behind it. I definitely have to pick up a couple of massage bars. I know my husband will love these. So I'm going to get an After, which has magnesium, and I'm going to get a therapy massage bar. I'm also out of my face moisturizer, so I'm going to pick up my favorite, which is Skin's Shangri-La. I love their soaps as well, so I decided to get a couple of those. I actually ended up getting a Goddess soap and a...
Okay, can I just say something right here? Look, I love herbal soaps and homemade soaps. I'm not putting down Lush. I have never smelled their soaps. I've never used their soaps. And anybody out there who might use Lush products, I'm certainly not throwing shade on you, but I'm just putting this out there. You could find some really great soaps at the dollar store for a lot cheaper. And if you don't want to go there, like I myself, I have gone on YouTube. Not YouTube. I am so sorry. I've gone on eBay and they offer like the loaf, like the soap loaf, and you can find a soap loaf of custom made, homemade soap for about the same price as buying just one or two of something like that. Like you can get a soap loaf for like $15 and get several bars all at once. I'm just letting y'all know. And like any scent you want, even the ones that are unscented, I'm just putting that out there. I just thought you want to know.
Strawberry heart soap. And I also got a piece of Sultan soap is a classic and it's one of the best. So yeah, the goddess also, I was so surprised how nice it smelled.
It's pretty interesting that when she was in Kuwait, she didn't care if to get these lush products and keep herself clean. Isn't it interesting that she's in Canada and all of a sudden there's this emphasis on I'm going to get all these body washes and soaps and use them, but he's not there, Chantal. Your husband's not there. So are you doing it for you or are you doing it for another man that you are flirting with that you're not supposed to be flirting with?
Now, I don't know if you've ever had
Junk
currant
food?
popcorn, but it's so good. So I decided to pick up a small cheesy dill
Yeah,
flavor.
you're right. It's a backup popcorn.
It's one of my favorite flavors.
Yeah, that bag is gone
Pretty
by
much
that day. That bag was instantly gone.
anything cheese and dill is a win. So after the mall, we were pretty hungry and we decided to stop at the Green Door. It is probably the best, arguably vegetarian.
You know what's scary about her going to this restaurant? She probably went to this restaurant on camera to make it seem like she was being a good girl. Maybe she did it for Salah. Oh, look, I'm eating vegetarian food, but you had to know the food that she ate here, despite the fact that it was $40, that was not her only meal. If it was vegetarian food, it wasn't filling enough. So an hour or two after this visit, she probably went straight to Burger King.
Vegetarian restaurant in Ottawa, and we love it. So we had a while.
You don't like vegetarian food, Chantal. Come on. Who are you kidding? All those mukbangs you did, very little of it was vegetarian food. You would eat it for a day and then go right back to the fast food.
But boy, let me tell you, everything was so expensive, more than I remembered. So
That's because it's healthy food. It's real food. It's not processed food, Chantal. The processed, full fat, full calorie, oily junk, there's no nutrition in it. So yeah, it's going to be cheaper. It's when you get actual food that the price is going to go up. There's a reason why it's expensive because it's actual food. It's got nutrients in it that your body can grab onto. Duh.
yeah, just be wary. You pay by weight, and it's hard to really know how.
Wait, heard that. I have never heard of a restaurant where you pay by the weight of the food. Oh my God. Worst idea ever for this one.
Everything is going to cost until they weigh it. So I'm picking up some marinated mushrooms. This is like the cold salad bar. They were out of a lot of things because we came after the
Listen,
lunch
I
rush,
don't know
but
about
that's
the
on
restaurant,
salad.
but I have to wonder if maybe they started doing things like that because maybe people were coming in and abusing the system of doing this like the buffet. So we're just gonna measure it by weight to keep people from abusing the system.
Some marinated spring greens.
Maybe it might be a system to help people be more mindful of what they eat and how much.
Spring mix. I am having some of their spicy kimchi. It's very delicious. They make everything in house every day fresh. And here's the hot bar. We have vegetarian lasagna, tofu, quiche, rice, spicy peanut tempeh, mashed potatoes with cheese and kale. And this is what my plate ended up being
Where's the other tray? You had to know there was another tray with another plate. That's not going to get it done.
piled on with. And that's a spanakopita, this triangle thing here.
Yeah, like you need pizza. You just had a pizza the other day. You also had the Italian poutine. Why do you need pizza? Why? You know, in Kuwait, her food was rice. Everything had rice in it. Now that she's back in Canada, everything has got French fries or it's pizza or something.
Has spinach and feta cheese and dill. And this actually is a $40 plate. Whenever
I believe it. Hey, that looks like a $40 plate to me.
she rang it up and told me the price, I was in shock. But
that should give you an idea of how much food you eat, Shantal. You eat too doggone much. You do.
I did get quite a bit of food, but
yeah.
man, that was pricey.
So what are you expecting? Are you expecting you can go to a restaurant who they have to pay their employees? They have to pay people to clean the restaurant. They have to pay for the food. They have to pay for the food to be made. And they're just going to foot the bill while you eat your heart out. They've got costs to cover. And you're over there complaining about, oh, I got a lot of food, but it's so expensive. Well, then don't eat so doggone much. You know, you eat a lot of food, it's going to cost you more money. Only you would complain about picking out and somebody asking equal measure for equal measure, like for you to pay what is owed to that person who prepared the food for you for your convenience.
Overall, the ambiance at this place is just really cool. And again, they make everything fresh and organic. So it is worth the price in the end.
You know, she was walking through that grocery store and she wasn't complaining about the cost of all those junk food items. And she probably bought a lot of them. And then she's going to turn around and go to a restaurant with healthy food and complain about the cost of the healthy food, but not the cost of the junk food, just the healthy food, the stuff that's good for you. Oh, it's too expensive. But yet she'll go to a dollar store or a food store with lots of junk food, and let's just go wild buying all that stuff.
It's such a beautiful day out. Anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying the vlog so far. Gotta walk down this little scary alleyway to get to the car.
She's just walking down an alleyway and she's acting like she just ran a marathon.
The rest of the people I'm with today are looking in like a bookstore. And
You mean like a comic? You mean like Pete's?
honestly, I'm just not interested, so I'm going to the car to get water. Alright guys, while I have a few moments alone and I'm waiting for people to come back to the car, I'm just going to end the video here. So I just wanted you to come shopping with me. I know you guys like shopping vlogs sometimes here and there, so
You know, if she's spending time with Pete, she's spending a lot of time with Pete. Like, what is going on with that? Is she trying to set him up for something? Is she trying to borrow money off of him, or is she borrowing money off of him? And that's why she won't leave Pete alone. She's very happy to leave Pete alone for 2 years. Now that she's back in Canada with no money, it just seems like she's, you know, chumming all up to Pete again. Like, you're my pal, you're my buddy. Why? Someone like Shantal does not value people that are friends or try to be a friend to her. It's all about her meeting somebody. She'll meet you, she'll size you up, she'll see what resources you have that she needs, and then she'll act like she cares. Then once she gets what she wants, she'll leave you behind. So what are you up to with Pete, Shantal?
yeah, this is just an example of a kind of day out we usually do, shopping and lunch or something like that. And we're actually just gonna go to park probably. So get a few snippets of that, but I'm gonna end the video here. So and the weather was beautiful. Like, it was just amazing weather today. So very nice day. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you guys next one. Bye.
Okay, so that's it for the vlog. Thank goodness it was a bit short. All right, guys, so that's it for me. I'm going to cut this off and let it process and upload it to YouTube. Hope you guys have enjoyed my react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care.